I see a whole bunch of people hopping on live, and I just want you to know that if you were invited to come hear this information tonight, I want you to know that that person thought so much of you to bring you here to step outside of their comfort zone and say, you could be doing other things tonight, but I really want you to learn about this new technology. It could very well bless your life. And that's exactly why I'm here tonight, because it blessed my life. I want to tell you a little bit tonight about my story. I want to tell you and educate you on this new technology that is rocking the health world, literally the health world, not the sickness world, the health world, giving us back control over our health. And then I want to explain to you a little bit about the company that's behind all of this, because I think that's a really big idea to have that entire picture in view. So if you are here tonight, I want you to go back to the person that invited you tonight, and I want you to first of all thank them for inviting you to see this, and then tell them after you've seen all this what stuck out to you and where you're at. So again, my name is Amy, and I was introduced to this back in 2015. I was pregnant with our second child, and my mother-in-law, we had seen some amazing things happen in her life regarding inflammation and chronic pain and all of this stuff. And I was like, whoa, like her life, she got her life back. And she made us all come and sit down and listen to this information that you're about to hear tonight. And, I was in this weird phase of life where I was kind of like, I was really skeptical. I was like, I'll listen to it because good for you, but we're fine. We don't really need it. And I am so thankful that she followed up with us and that she really helped me understand that, no, this wasn't just to help her. This was for everybody. And we deserve to know. And what is this? But the first time that I really started to break down the barriers after seeing this information was I thought of my husband. Actually, I had been praying for something natural to come into our lives to really help him age better with his heart. His family heart history is not good. And when I saw that what you're about to see, the American Heart Association had researched it and published their own study endorsing what this product could do for the heart, I was like, sold, I'm done. You're taking this. I shook him by the shoulders and said, babe, you're going to take this for life. And then for me, I was a little bit slow because I don't think, young mom, focused on the kids. I'm focused on money and finances. Like, I don't have a lot of money at this point in my life. And I wasn't really thinking about myself. And my story was pretty exciting. I played it off for a long time. I didn't really realize how incredible it was, but I was quietly suffering from constant fatigue. And I thought that it was just a normal mom thing that I have to take a nap every day in order to just get through the day. Is anybody else out there like that? But I was kind of quietly concerned in my heart that, and I'm not a doctor person, I don't really rush to get answers, but I was just quietly I think there's something wrong with me and I don't really want to know what it is, right? And so, the constant fatigue, every month I'd get that little halo around my eyes and then boom, I'd be out, I'd be down for the day. I mean, I'm sure there's some women out there that can relate with that. And the other thing that was kind of concerning to me was that as a young person, my muscles weren't recovering. If I did get to the gym to work out, if I had enough energy for that, I felt like I'd be debilitated for the next week. And all these things were starting to compound. And when I started to activate my body, which is what you're going to learn about today, and you get to put the pieces together and see, will this be for you or not? I started to see everything change. And in that very first month, the list of stuff that I was quietly suffering with just started to disappear. And I didn't believe it. So I kept taking it. And now, almost 7 years later, I'm sitting here and I have vitality in my life. And so I am telling every single human in their life, if they have an issue, you deserve to know how to get to the root of that issue and find your vitality. So with that said, I am going to share my screen and I am going to share, some of the things. I just want to walk you through what is this and how can we get help? I am so sorry, really. Ooh, this girl is not technology savvy. So sorry, we're going backwards. We're at the beginning. Bear with me. If I can do this, you can too, okay? So I want to take you back to where did we begin? What is this? Oh my gosh, I know you're just dying to hear it because you just heard my story. So where did we begin? Well, the company that you're hearing about tonight is called LifeVantage, and it really began in a lab. It began in a lab with a scientist who has spent 40 years of his life researching free radical damage and how to slow down the aging process. Literally, his entire life was dedicated to this. And this scientist discovered a molecule in our body called SOD. And that molecule, we didn't even know existed in the human body. And so he was given this prestigious award, the Elliott Crescent Medal, and it put him in the same category as people that you do know. You probably don't know the scientist, Dr. McCord, but you do know people like Alexander Graham Bell, who in the telephone, right? Orville Wright, Henry Ford, all of these people were given these medals because they changed the course of history. Well, when this doctor discovered this molecule, it's kind of like this little molecule that's supposedly like, we need this to stay healthier longer, and it literally slows the aging process down. And so he discovered this. And then he went to work to try to figure out, okay, when you hit the age of 20, why does this molecule start to shut down? Hence our aging increases, right? We all remember, like, could we go back to 20? Like, that would be so great right now. And so he's like, the next step in his career was trying to figure out how to activate this molecule to slow down the aging process. And he worked with pharmaceuticals and it didn't work. It didn't. It's a shockwave to the system. So he started implementing something with like small compounds of nutrition, calling it, he really is the godfather of nutrigenomics, how small compounds of nutrition work together synergistically to activate your DNA. This is so cool. And so lovingly, he found this perfect recipe, and the little yellow activator, Protandem NRF2, was born and launched in a market in 2003. And so he had this amazing product. He had this little biotech company. He had stock, he publicly traded company. People are really kind of getting excited because this is cutting edge technology. Nobody in the world's ever heard of this before. And so he's making these really incredible claims with this product that I'm going to break down for you. And these claims were that he could reduce oxidative stress in every mammal tested by 40% in 30 days. That might not mean anything to you until I share with you, but nobody in the world had ever made that claim before. And so in 2005, ABC primetime, John Quinones came into this little biotech lab and they were going to debunk these claims. And he did a blood test and they could not distinguish the blood after they did this. They did it directly to John Quinones and all the research. They couldn't distinguish the blood from an 80-year-old to that of a 20-year-old. Think about that. Would you love to have the blood of a 20-year-old when you're 80? And so John Quinones comes in, he's supposed to take this little activator for 30 days. He came in 2 weeks later, they tested his blood and his oxidative stress levels had dropped by 45%. And guys, I'm not showing this video tonight, but you need to go watch it for yourself. Get back with the person that shared this with you and say, I want to see the ABC report, and they will share it with you. It is so cool. It's old, it's archaic, but we still show it because nobody in the world can do what they did. Nobody. This is the only product in the world that has proven to reduce oxidative stress at that level. So they get this flurry of attention because they had this positive investigative report on national television. $5 million worth of orders come in overnight. And this doctor has this little biotech lab and he doesn't have a marketing team. He has nobody to pick up the phone. He has no way to really fulfill all of these orders. It took months and months and months. And so he's like, oh my gosh, what do I do? And he had products sitting on store shelves like GNC, CVS, Rite Aid. Have you guys ever walked into those stores? I mean, like seriously, you walk into a store, you've been told, you saw this report, it's on the store shelves. There is a million products in there and it gets very overwhelming. And so this bottle sat on a store shelf for $50 next to vitamin C, which is like 10. And they didn't understand what an activator was. They just knew supplements, right? How many of us just know supplements? Okay. No, we're here to activate. So as a last ditch effort, all these years later, Dr. McCord switched his company into direct sales in 2009 because this is pioneering a new technology. We have to share, we have to educate, we have to, person-to-person distribution is literally the best way to bring a product to market, right? And so today we're sitting here and we have in 2022, we have this incredible company traded on the NASDAQ. If you're into stocks, you can go look it up, LFVN. And in this entire journey, while it was on this journey, universities, government agencies, you name it, these companies reached out to Dr. McCord and asked to test his patented product. And so today we have almost 30 peer-reviewed and published studies on PubMed.gov that is just validation for what this is and what it does. So what is it? Well, first of all, let's talk about the problem. How often in today's society are we talking more about Band-Aid treatments and symptoms rather than getting to the source of the issue, right? So here's a big thing. Oxidative stress is the problem. It is associated with hundreds of disease processes as we age. You can go search these up. You can go to Google Scholar and you can type in oxidative stress and you name it, your problem, and see if there's a correlation there. You will find it. It's absolutely incredible. And so what causes this problem? It's because of the food we eat. When we eat food and our body tries to break that down, it causes free radicals. In the water we drink, if you go to some of these websites that are showing us what's in our water, it's scary. I don't want to be drinking that water. So I went and bought some stuff to help filter some of that junk out. It's hijacking us in the air we breathe, right? Where can you go these days to really get that fresh air constantly as we sit here and just breathe in the air around us? When we're exercising, the environmental toxins are out of control, especially here in Iowa with tons of this farmland, which we are so thankful for, but the toxins are a real thing, right? Herbicides, pesticides, and then let's just pause for a minute for this Wi-Fi EMF stuff that's going on. I am telling you, what really brings me here to share this information, to share my story, to help you guys see what's going on, is because I believe that we are in a time of history where we are being bombarded at a rate that we've never experienced before. Our human bodies have never experienced such a toxic environment before, and it is devastating to our cells. We have more problems. We're aging faster than ever. And why is everybody sick all the time? Why? Go to the root of the problem, oxidative stress. We live around technology. We need to be protecting ourselves with all of this stuff. We can't live in a bubble away from everything, right? And so there's things that we can do to help minimize it. And that's a really, really important thing to know. So what happens with uncontrolled oxidative stress? When I saw this chart for the first time 6 years ago, it just rocked me. It rocked me to my core because I went around this little circle here and I was like, oh my goodness, I can put a name and a face to every single thing listed on this chart. Now, we are not here to treat, cure, prevent, mitigate any of these diseases, okay? That's not what we talk about. That's not what we claim. We're bypassing that stuff. I'm not here to be your doctor. I'm here to say, hey, what if oxidative stress and free radical damage is at the center, at the source of this problem? And what if you could bypass all that junk and eliminate the source of the problem by 40% in 30 days and up to 70% after 90 days? What if? What would your life look like if you had that much less oxidative stress at the root of your problem? What would it look like? What would your body do? I'm not here to tell you about a miracle pill. I'm here to tell you, you have a miracle body. You have something that was placed in your body at the beginning of time, and that we now know how to activate it at such a time as this. If this is even half true, I'm telling you, you need to start thinking, what if this is for me? And if you don't believe me, you can go to the National Library of Medicine, pubmed.gov, and you can type in oxidative stress. You can type in any name of anything you want, and you can research it for yourself, okay? And so what's really, really cool, now I'm backwards here, is you can also go to PubMed and you can type in our little yellow activator, Protandem. You can type it in. It's a perfect recipe. It's beautiful. And you can see all of these studies that have been done on it. Independent research. Tell me, When's the last time you walked into a store and bought something off of a shelf that had over 20 peer-reviewed published research studies on the patented blend, not the ingredients? Ingredients can be studied till kingdom come, y'all. You want the patented blend. Do you know why you want the patented blend? Because when you play mad scientist in your kitchen every day, putting this supplement in and that supplement in, you don't know how they're speaking together inside your body. And for a lot of people, it's actually causing a lot of harm. I'm sorry to break it to you. You can say, well, I'm taking all the things that's in this pill. I must be activating the nerve 2 thingy. You're not. The beauty happened in that research lab for 40 years where he worked and he was like, okay, well, this blend didn't work. This recipe didn't work. Can you just humor me for a second and imagine you're baking your favorite cookie recipe that you're going to give to your neighbors, okay? And in that cookie recipe, it says 2 cups of flour and a teaspoon of salt. But you're like, oh, no, I don't need to listen to that. So I put 2 cups of salt and 1 teaspoon of flour in my cookie recipe. Do you think that is going to be edible? Absolutely not. So ratios matter, and how nutrition comes together inside your body matters. When you put these 5 ingredients together in this patented blend, it is 1,800% more effective inside your body than the sum of its parts. You could be taking tablespoons upon tablespoons of turmeric every day, and it is not going to reduce your oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. If it did, the whole world would probably know that already. And so that's what Protandim is and what it does. If you could lower oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days, wouldn't you want that quality of life? Would you want other people to know about it? And then it doesn't stop there. After all these years of research, more and more cool things start surfacing that it increases SOD by 30%, catalase by 54%, and glutathione. I am telling you, in the last 2 years, I have heard a lot of people trying to activate their glutathione a lot of different ways. And this will do it by 300% naturally. You can't supplement with this stuff. You have to activate what's already in there. And that's what we're doing. What I love is that it's BSCG approved and NSF approved, meaning this goes through a higher standard and process and testing for cleanliness and purity, and 100% what you're putting in your body is all good. It's not going to hurt you. And there's a lot of stuff out there. If you don't buy it directly from the company, we can't put that stamp of approval and seal on it. The company takes care of all of that, and it's incredible what they do. So let's just break this down a little bit further, because I'm telling you guys, I was slow. I was so slow when I heard this. I was like, wait. It's a supplement? No, it's not. It's an activator. What's this doing? Okay, so antioxidants are good, right? Yes, we need antioxidants, but with antioxidants, when you consume them, it's a 1-in-1 and then it's done. 1 antioxidant enzyme can eliminate 1 free radical and then it's used. But God gave us this tool in our body, this gift, right? This NRF2 pathway that if you flip it on can eliminate 1 million free radicals per second, but with every molecule can eliminate 1 million per second throughout the entire day. 1 to 1, 1 to 1 million. And that is just like what blows my mind. And that's why I have vitality back in my life, guys, because my body's not bogged down. I'm not throwing a whole bunch of stuff in the kitchen sink at it anymore. And so you can go take all those oranges and eat 5 gallons of broccoli and 100 cups of blueberries and 120 vitamin C tablets a day, or you can take 1 little yellow pill. And that little yellow pill is going to do so much more for your body. That's where that gift comes in, right? That's a gift. And so again, you're probably like, okay, this sounds way too good to be true. Great, whatever. Why haven't you heard about it yet? Okay, number 1, I went and asked a bunch of doctors, hey, why don't we know about oxidative stress? And they're like, well, there's no solution to it yet. You just need to eat your antioxidants. Okay, bing, check that off my list. I figured that one out. Number 2, why don't we know about NRF2 activation yet? Well, guys, NRF2 activation, just in 2015, Washington State University wrote a huge, amazing paper on it. And it said it was potentially the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. So that's in 2015. That happens to be or 16, sorry. Yeah, I don't know, one of those years. It was like the year that I found out about this. And I'm like, it takes 20 years for the general population to know about scientific breakthroughs. And so we are literally pioneering this. And I'm just so thankful to be on the upside of it, because I got my life back early. And I'm so thankful I didn't have to wait to finally get into this information. And so that's all about this little yellow activator. But I really want to talk about one more thing, because when I started, I also down the road started incorporating this drink. And if you are drinking anything else other than water on a daily basis, and you have brain fog and you're struggling with clarity and you're just struggling to get through your day, I highly encourage you to give this drink a try, because this is everything I just talked about, but for your brain. And those two things work beautiful together. And I'm going to have my sister share her brief testimony tonight. She's a collegiate athlete, post-collegiate, she graduated, but she was an athlete, marathon runner, CrossFitter. She's got her master's in education. She's currently a 5th grade teacher, and she knows firsthand how much children need this drink in their life. And yes, my children drink it every day. I homeschool my children now. And so I just want her to, there's a whole bunch of products here that we now have because of this little yellow activator. But I really want to just pause for a minute and want you to hear her story, because I think stories are what's most important. So I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to move to the side because she's sitting right next to me.
Okay. Well, hello. It's so good to be here and just to share my story really quick with you guys. 6 years ago, I started activating my body. I was super reluctant at first because I was a college student just about ready to graduate. I had no money, in a lot of debt, and I didn't really want to know about this thing that my sister and my parents were telling me was potentially the greatest thing ever. I was super naive and didn't want any of it. Just like she said, I'm a former collegiate runner. And because of that, my body was legitimately broken at age 21 because of all the strain I had put on it. And when I think about that, I think my body was a definition of inflammation. And what happens when your body is inflamed, you're fatigued and just things don't work right. My digestive issues were through the roof. A simple 2-mile run for me would be recovered with a 2-hour nap, just to get my muscles to feel normal again and just to find my energy. And just all of that, like I said, my gut was destroyed. And with that, I mean, I just thought I was going to live with that uncomfort that comes with gut issues for the rest of my life. I thought it was normal. My diet was super restrictive and I was just going to be okay with it, even though it did a number on me. But after I finally started activating, everything changed. It was like a complete reset in my body, and such an amazing blessing. I didn't need naps after my runs. I didn't really collapse after my races. Like, I was recovering so much faster, and I started running marathons. I started running longer distances and my times improved. You're supposed to slow down as you get older. Body's supposed to break down. Like, these things don't happen. And best of all, my gut health was restored almost completely. And that has just been a huge blessing because it gave me my life back. Again, thanks to LifeVantage, I not only have my health back, but I'm doing more than I ever thought would be possible. I'm training harder, I'm recovering faster, and I'm now heavily involved in CrossFit, which is just a whole nother miracle, just PRing every single week. And I'm just so grateful. And being a teacher, now my mental health is better than it's ever been. Teaching nowadays is hard. If you know a teacher, man, just go hug them. Because I'm so grateful for the activation to have energy to get through my day. And just, yeah. So if you know an athlete, if you know a teacher, if you know anybody in those realms, implementation of these products is so important. Nerve 2, Axio, lifesavers. That's all. Thanks.
Oh, isn't she great? I love testimony time. That is such a gift, guys. That is such a gift. So, you know what we're talking about, we have this whole line of products now. I traded in everything I was using. Now, that little yellow activator, you're all experts now. What does it do? It lowers oxidative stress. It does all the good things. Well, a study came out in 2009 on the skin, and you can go read it. It was with a really bad skin condition. And they came back to the company and they said, you guys need to take this little yellow pill and you need to make it into a topical. And so we have the first and best NRF2 skincare activating line. It's absolutely incredible, the things that I've seen. If you have skin stuff, you need to look at that. And then they launched it for your hair because your scalp absorbs toxins really, really fast. Like 60% of all the junk that's in your shampoo gets into your bloodstream within 7 seconds. Not good, not good. So if you're having hair problems, I have not used anything else on my hair since 2018, guys. I love my hair. We have daily wellness drink, which is like that. There are some vitamins in there like zinc, D3, vitamin C, elderberry, fermented yeast extracts, some things in there. We have stuff for gut health. I replaced everything and I feel better today. I am so thankful for this. So I am telling you, if you see something that you resonate with, let the person know that invited you tonight and just be like, hey, I have questions about this. Can you walk me through that? We have 3 protandems now. People have broken mitochondria. So my sister, who's the athlete, she started taking NRF1 and NRF2, activating both of these pathways. So it's reducing oxidative stress and increasing the cellular ATP. So she puts more out, and all those athletes want more ATP. She's happy. And then you talk about NAD. A lot of people are getting injections of NAD right now. We can take it and stimulate our body to produce its own. And so this is beautiful. I will just say, I joined as a distributor after being a customer because I couldn't stop talking about this. My background is in social work. I'm here to help people. I love people. I truly want to help people get to the root of their issues. I used to work in the children's the children's psych unit in the hospital. I did long-term behavioral health interventions, and that was a really, really hard place to be. And I was getting kind of mad that, we'd slap a Band-Aid on an issue and move them along. And so I didn't realize that this was actually something that I was praying for that could be a tool to help people get to the root of their issues. And so, I became a distributor. Thankfully, my mother-in-law continued to share with me. And I had zero belief in myself. I'm not a business person, right? I'm not, but I do love helping people. And so, I made this decision to partner with the company, and hopefully my slides work. Okay. And for you, if you're sitting out there, just get activated, right? If you want that. But if you're looking for more in your life and you do resonate a little bit with maybe what I've done and how I've shared, I will tell you, this was an answer to prayer I didn't know I was praying for. Because there was a day when I came home from my day job and they had offered me a promotion. I was like, you should be happy about a promotion, right? But I had 2 kids. I was burning the candle at both ends. I loved how I felt. I didn't need my daily nap anymore. I had energy and vitality back, but my day job was kind of sucking my soul a little bit. I was just feeling really burnt. And at this promotion, I came home and I cried. I was like, that's not where my heart's at. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this business, but this is where the Lord's calling me to be. And I don't know, where you're at today, but I knew that that's not the road that I needed to continue down. I stopped working on my master's degree to be marriage and family therapist. I was like, pivot, major pivot. And I started pouring my heart and soul into LifeVantage. And it was 1.5 years after that. My learning curve was steep, but the network of people that I inherited, the family that I inherited when I said yes to this, changed my life forever. I was able to come home from my day job, replace my income and more year after year, just because I was able to help people with this. In this industry, when you help people, it helps you. Like, you can't do anything without helping people. And so today I'm a full-time mom at home, homeschooling my 2 children. When the world went kind of cray-cray, I was like, wow, I'm home. I know I'm supposed to be homeschooling them now. And I don't have to worry about finances because honestly, it's completely changed our finances. We don't worry about that anymore. And it's changed our health. And so I would be doing you a disservice if I didn't tell you the rest of the story. If you find yourself a customer, be a customer. 90% of my business is customers. But if you want more, I would really encourage you to look at what this company is and how we stand in this world right now. If you take a look at this screen, all these things. They've all switched to digital, right? Or not owning brick and mortar. Airbnb is putting brick and mortar out of business, and they don't own a hotel. Amazon, straight from the distribution center to your front doorstep. We are straight from the distribution center to your doorstep. Quality control, hands off, no inventory. Okay. And people are building businesses on all these crazy platforms. It's like the ultimate gig economy, right? People are getting sick of their jobs. And I'm sorry, like we need good people out there working, but it's beautiful to have that residual income on the side just by helping people, by sharing what I shared with you. And so we have this incredible laptop lifestyle. Actually, I do everything from my phone except for when I'm on Zoom. We don't have locations. We don't have assets. We don't have inventory. The only inventory I carry is what I'm consuming currently. And I don't have extra most of the time, which is kind of crazy because the people are like, hey, I ran out of this and I forgot to order. Do you have more? And I'm like, no, but shipping's pretty fast. And you can just shop online from the website. It's absolutely incredible. So how we do this is we've created a network of customers. And then there's a few people along the way that are like, yeah, I have that. I want a side income and I can get behind this. And so I have a network of distributors, and that creates leverage because I can't go out and do 100% of the work. I would rather train up people to do what I'm doing and get a very small percentage of that. I've heard it said before, I would rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own. And that's ultimately what replaced my day job income, is helping create a network of people doing what I wanted to do and sharing that word. And so it's a beautiful opportunity if you're looking for something like that. Again, not for you, totally fine. If it is for you, if I'm speaking to you, talk to me afterwards. I would love to share more. You can shop online, and we also have an incredible app that helps us track everything that's going out. So I always get notifications from, oh, I have a new customer. Yay, somebody's getting activated. If you are wanting to get started, or if you're like, I kind of want to try all this stuff, I kind of want to replace all this stuff, we have 2 incredible packs that give you a discount. As a distributor, the only time that you get a discount on product is when you get started. Going forward, I pay the same amount as my customers. Customers are the most valued part of this company. They should always get the best deal, right? And so when I jumped in, I got the biggest pack. I wanted all that product at a discount. I love a good sale. Like, I love that. And I'm so thankful that I did, because I would have probably never fallen in love with the skincare like I did. And I got all this other stuff. So I'm really thankful for that. So if you find yourself there, have that conversation, just ask the good questions. If you just want a one-time savings, you want to try it all, that's great. But if you want to launch your business, literally, you can start your own business for $1,000. And I know people who are returning their investment in the first month all the time. It's pretty amazing. And so how do we make money in this company, right? Well, when we pulled Pro Tandem off the store shelves, right? That was sitting there in 2003 for $50 a bottle. Do you know what we sell it for today in 2022? $50 a bottle. Okay. It has not inflated when we pulled it off the shelves. In fact, when you take it out of all the hands that it has to touch, you can give the money back to the people that are sharing it. So we get paid weekly by helping people get started. We share this information, we help people get started, and we get a thank you check. And then we get paid monthly as we build our network, as we build a team of customers and distributors. That's the monthly check that brought me home from my job. And I'm telling you, I had such low belief in myself, but I had a passion in this. And what I didn't realize when I signed up for this company was that I had signed up for a personal development program working on me with a compensation plan. And that changed my life. So my mission now is to help the person on the other side of the screen, the person sitting across from me at a coffee shop, whoever I'm sitting next to that I hear their pain. I want to put that belief back in them, that they can change their life and their outcome too, right? It's amazing. So I want to wrap it up with this. We're a publicly traded company, so our books are open. You can scrutinize our numbers to the penny, okay? We have to be squeaky clean. And that's a really good thing. If you're not looking at public companies, you just got to be really careful, right? And so you can see what the average distributor gets paid on a monthly basis based on the rank. And so you can look at those ranks and be like, well, I would love to get to Pro 3. that almost $600 a month would mean so much more for our family. It would mean more money at the end of the month, right? That I was struggling with that when we started. Pro 3 was a game changer, but Pro 5 is when I was able to come home from my job. Like, that was so cool. And I'm so thankful for that. I'm so thankful to be sitting at the rank of Pro 6 and helping other people. I want my team to pass me up. You can do that in this industry. Did you know that? And it's so incredible. We're in this place where we're at that star that you see on this S curve, where we're about to hit momentum, because this information is too good not to share, and people are going to share it with or without you. And I had to learn that, like, oh my goodness, like, people are sharing this, and I want to be the one that's helping people too. Like, I want to be in on this. I don't want to miss out. And I'll tell you, on the board of directors, Erin Brockovich, she sits on our board. And if you know anything about her, she's absolutely incredible. She's a truth seeker. She's going to fight for people. She's going to make sure that they get what they need. And she partnered with LifeVantage. And so I'm really thankful for that. In a few short years, I found out about this in 2015. I didn't join until 2016. I was slow. Don't be me. But it wasn't long after that I came home. And so what could it be for you? And I want to leave you with that challenge. This may or may not be for you, but I'm sure you know somebody that's praying for it right now. And I'm telling you what, that Pro Tandem NRF2, I know that this is a gift to humanity. I know that it is. And so I just am honored to be able to share this with you. And I hope that you immediately text the person that invited you to watch this tonight and just say, thank you. And then tell them where you're at. This is where I'm at. They're not attached to your answer. They're just thankful you saw this information tonight. With that said, you all, I hope you have a blessed night, and I hope that we get to meet again or sometime soon if we haven't. Bye-bye.